Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really excited to welcome you to our Zoho Books training series. And today, we are diving into the session one, introduction and setup. Now, before we begin, a quick note. Whether you're completely new to accounting or have experience with tools like QuickBooks, Tally, or Xero, today's session is designed to be approachable, practical, and hands-on. By the end of the session, you will not only understand the core foundation of Zoho Books, but you'll also walk away with a full setup organization profile and understanding of the chart of accounts and the ability to add users and roles for your team. Doesn't that sound good? So, what are we going to cover today? In section one, what is Zoho Books? We'll begin by understanding what Zoho Books is, and we'll place it in context by discussing the larger Zoho ecosystem, which we are going to discuss in section 2, Zoho ecosystem overview. In section 3, comparison with QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero. We'll do a quick comparison with other accounting tools, such as QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero, just so we are all on the same page about why Zoho Books might be a great fit for your organization and is superior than QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero. In section 4, benefits of cloud accounting, we'll talk about the advantages of the cloud-based accounting, because in today's day, Excel file flying back and forth, email threads are no longer being used. Then, in section 5, navigating the Zoho Books dashboard, we'll dive into the dashboard of Zoho Books. We'll explore what you see right when you log in, things like cash flow, receivable, and key widgets that help you stay in control of your finance. And then in section 6, creating a Zoho Books account, we'll go hands-on and create a Zoho Books account together. I'll walk you through the sign up, verification, and login process step by step. In section 7, organization setup, we'll set up our organization profile, things like company logo, financial year settings, and currency preferences. And then in section 8, chart of accounts, COA. This is one of the most important section here. If you're not from an accounting background, don't worry. I'm going to explain you chart of accounts in very simple terms. We'll look at the default chart that Zoho actually provides us and then even create few new accounts manually, just so that we can customize our Zoho books. And finally, in section 9, users and role, we'll cover how we can add users like accountants, sales team members, or admins and give permission as well. Because, of course, not everyone is going to have access to everything in Zoho Books. And along the way, I'm going to demonstrate some of these things as well, give you some real world examples as well. So I think you might be familiar with today's plan, that how we are going to progress today. Now, a quick note that I want you to guys to remember, since this is a live stream session, if any one of you have any question in this session, you can write those questions in the chat so we can discuss them towards the end once I'm done with this session. And at the same time, I would recommend you to open up your browser so that you can practice it out together as well. All right, with that, I think we are going to start our journey with Zoho Books. Now, before I begin, I want to know what exactly is Zoho Books. And I think all of you might also would have the same question. What Zoho Books really is? I'm going to simplify this one for you. Zoho Books is cloud-based accounting software, but it's much more than just a tool for recording your income and expense. It's designed to help small to medium-sized businesses manage their entire financial workflow, from generating invoices and tracking expenses to reconciling bank transaction, filing taxes, and even managing inventory. You can think Zoho Books as your digital accountant, one that works 24 into 7. It's never going to take leave, and it's not going to make mistakes unless you have put something wrong there. So what kind of tasks can you exactly perform in Zoho Books? I'm not going to name every single one of the tasks here, but I'm going to give you some of the examples. For example, you can create and send professional invoices in seconds here in Zoho. You can track customer payments and send reminders. You can record bills, track vendor payments, and monitor expenses. You can even automate recurring invoices, payment, and reminders. And for those of us who are here in India, which is a GST compliant region, Zoho Books make GST filing super easy. We're going to talk more about it in further session. Now, what makes Zoho Books powerful is what it doesn't do alone. It's part of a much larger ecosystem, also known as Zoho Suite. As you can see here, these are all the other apps that are provided by Zoho. These apps together helps Zoho Books. I'm going to discuss it more here. If you're not already familiar with Zoho, it's a global company that offers 50 plus online business tools. I think we might not have all the 50 plus apps here, but you can see most of the apps are here, which cover everything from CRM to HR support to project management to email marketing. So when we choose Zoho Books, we are not just choosing an accounting software. We are choosing a much bigger platform where everything is connected. I'm going to give you some examples so that you can understand it in more detail. Let's just say your team is using Zoho CRM to track leads and close deals here in Zoho CRM. With just one click, those deals can be turned into invoices in Zoho Books, and you do not need to manually re-enter customer or deal details here in Zoho Books. Or imagine your HR or admin team using Zoho expenses to track employee reimbursements. Those approved expenses can flow directly into Zoho Books for accurate reporting. If you want advanced dashboards and reporting, you can use Zoho Analytics here, which can help us out in visualizing our revenue trends, expense breakdown, and cash flow forecast, everything. And if our business sells physical products, we can track inventory in Zoho Inventory, which also sync item stock levels in Zoho Books in real time. As you can see here in this slide, I have mentioned some of the apps here and tell about their functions in brief here in this slide. So, in short, all I want to say is this ecosystem ensures that our data is centralized, updated in real time, and consistent across departments. We don't need to use any more spreadsheets or no more duplicate entries. And if you're wondering whether these integrations are hard to set up, the answer is no. Zoho has made these native integrations seamless. Most of them are literally a few clicks. Now let me take a quick pause here and I'm going to ask you something. Have you used any of the Zoho products before? Like any one of them? Analytics, CRM, any of them? You can mention that. You can raise your hands or tell me in the chat. Okay, so I think before ending this section and progressing toward the next section, I want to say that it's clear now that Zoho Books isn't just an accounting software. It's a gateway to an entire connected business environment where all these other apps are interconnected. Now, I have discussed Zoho Books so far, and a natural question would come into everyone's mind. Why should I switch to Zoho Books when there are other accounting software there in the market as well? For example, Tally, Xero, QuickBooks. What are the advantages that Zoho gives me that QuickBooks, Tally, or Xero is not able to give me, which I'm going to discuss here in this section. So here in this section, we are going to compare three of the most widely used accounting tools. That is QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero. QuickBooks is one of the most popular accounting tools in North America that includes USA and Canada. Tally, I think you might be familiar with it. It's still widely used here in India. And Xero is an accounting software that is mostly used in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, United Kingdom, and parts of Southeast Asia as well. Now here in this slide, you can see that I have briefly compared Zoho Books against QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero. But for a more comprehensive overview, I'm going to compare Zoho Books with QuickBooks, then Zoho Books with Tally, and then Zoho Books with Xero one by one, so that we would be able to know the difference in detail and can make a better decision that why Zoho Books might be a better fit against QuickBooks or why Zoho Books might be a better fit against Tally. So let's proceed with Zoho Books versus QuickBooks. As I have already mentioned, QuickBooks is one of the most widely used accounting software in North America, USA, and Canada, and it is one of the oldest and most recognized accounting tools as well. But despite its brand reputation and legacy, Zoho Books often has the upper hand when it comes to small and medium-sized businesses, especially in terms of value for money, modern design, and automation features. Now, I'm going to compare some of the features. Some of the features might be mentioned up here, and some of the features won't be here. So please do listen very carefully. First of all, ease of use. When it comes to ease of use, QuickBooks does have a moderate learning curve, but Zoho Books does here have an upper hand. It's very user-friendly and does have a very clean user interface. Automation. QuickBooks does have very limited automation, and even that is available in higher plans. You have to specially purchase those plans. Whereas once you would log in into Zoho Books, it's available across all plans. GST compliance. This feature is not available in QuickBooks sadly, but in Zoho Books, it's a built-in feature. Mobile app. QuickBooks does offer you a mobile app, but it does not have that feature of real-time syncing, whereas Zoho Books mobile app does have that feature. Integration with other tools. QuickBooks does have that limited feature of integration, and that too, we have to upgrade to a better plan. But in Zoho Books, as I have already mentioned, and you guys have seen it yourself, since it comes with an entire ecosystem, you can connect Zoho Books with CRM, analytics, and other tools as well. Now, let's talk about another important aspect, that is pricing. Zoho Books pricing is, I think, one of the most affordable out of all of the options up here. QuickBooks, Tally, and Xero. Whereas QuickBooks is on a more expensive side. With that, I would like to summarize my comparison of Zoho Books and QuickBooks. Zoho Books is often more cost effective, simpler to use, and better for businesses that want automation and integrated tools, especially those already using Zoho CRM, Zoho Inventory, or Zoho Expenses. Since I have discussed now Zoho Books and QuickBooks, I would now proceed with Zoho Books versus Tally. I don't think I need to tell you much about Tally because here in India, it's one of the most widely used accounting software. And here, I think Tally is around from 90s and early 2000s. But one important thing about Tally is that it was designed for a world where cloud-based accounting wasn't there. It was designed for desktop world. But with the evolution of cloud-based accounting, I don't think today Tally is a better fit. And I can give you a comparison here as well. Now, let's compare Zoho Books and Tally, starting with deployment. Since Tally does not have that feature of cloud-based accounting, you can only deploy it in your desktop only, nowhere else. Whereas, since Zoho is 100% cloud-based software, you can access it through your browser or mobile as well. Backup. In Tally, you have to manually back up your data. And by the way, if you ever forget to back up your data, you would lose everything. Whereas in Zoho Books, since happens automatically, you do not need to worry about backing it up. Compliance, Tally does have GST support, but where Zoho Books exceed Tally is that it offers advanced GST return filing and audit trail. User interface. I think most of us have here seen Tally and its user interface is very outdated. Whereas in case of Zoho Books, its UI is very modern and clean. Mobile access. Tally does not have that feature of mobile access, whereas as earlier I have said it well, Zoho Books give you the mobile access. Inventory support. Tally does have very basic inventory support, whereas Zoho Books does offer you advanced inventory support with FIFO and weighted average. So now I would love to summarize my comparison of Zoho Books and Tally. Tally is powerful but outdated. For the needs of today's digital business, Zoho Books brings real-time collaboration, automation, audit trails, and GST filing that make life easier for business owners, accountants, and auditors. Also, from a compliance perspective, with Indian regulations evolving, Zoho Books automated audit trail as per MCA notification gives it a huge advantage for startups and growing businesses. Lastly, but not the least, now we are going to compare Zoho Books with Xero. As earlier mentioned, Xero is one of the most popular cloud-based accounting software that is used in Australia, New Zealand, Europe, parts of Southeast Asia, and UK. It's clean, simple, and powerful, but definitely Xero is not cheap and it doesn't integrate well with other non-Xero tools unless we are using a middleware like Zapier or we pay extra. So now we are going to look at the comparison. We're going to compare Xero and Zoho Books. Let's talk about pricing first. Xero does have a very premium pricing, whereas Zoho Books is economically friendly. Inventory. Xero does have limited stock tracking option, whereas Zoho does offer us comprehensive offering. Multi-currency. It's only available in higher plans. That means if you want to use multi-currency, you have to pay more. Already Xero is priced at a premium price. That means it would become too expensive. Whereas in Zoho, multi-currency is available in standard pricing as well. That means you do not need to pay any more for this feature. Reports. Xero does have the feature of strong visual moderate detail, but where Zoho Books supersedes Xero is that its reports are very deep and you can customize them as well. Xero does give you a very limited option or a limited scope of automation, whereas Zoho Books does offer you excellent workflows Enroll. Ecosystem integration. It's very Zero-centric. And as I have told you, you need to use other apps, for example, Zapier. Whereas in Zoho Books, since it's part of a much larger ecosystem, integration is not a challenge here. You can integrate it with CRM, projects, and analytics. Now I'm going to summarize this comparison between Zoho Books and Xero. If you need a simple but customizable accounting tool that integrates deeply with your other apps, Zoho Books wins hands down. Plus, Zoho offers local compliance support for Indian, EU, and US tax formats. Xero, while sleek, is often overpriced for small businesses, especially if you need multi-user or inventory feature. Now, before I proceed with the next section, I would love to wrap up this comparison and tell you why you should switch to Zoho Books from other platforms. Number one, automation first. Reduce manual work with smart rules and workflow. That feature you can easily access in Zoho Books. Mobile friendly. As I have mentioned it countless times and time again, Zoho Books does have the feature of mobile access. Highly secure. Due to Zoho cloud infrastructure, Zoho is one of the most highly secure options out here. Flexible pricing. Out of all of the options, Zoho is one of the most affordable accounting software tool. Indian GST support. As I have already discussed that Xero and QuickBooks does not have that access, does not have the feature of GST support. Zoho Books does offer us GST support, including GST-R filing as well. With that, I think I would wrap up this summary, and I think I would take 15 seconds just so that you can see these differences up here before I proceed with the next section. Okay, now that we have seen how Zoho Books compares with traditional and modern tools, let's take a step back and understand why cloud accounting itself is such a game changer. Because before we even pick Zoho, QuickBooks Online, or Xero, the real shift we are all experiencing is from desktop-based accounting to cloud-based accounting. And this is not just technology trend, it's a business survival shift. Let me take a few minutes to break this down for you. Cloud accounting simply means that your accounting software is hosted on remote servers, not installed on your local computer. It runs entirely on the internet. So instead of buying a license, installing it on desktop, and emailing Excel files to your CA, you can simply log into your accounting system from your browser or phone anywhere, anytime. Just like how you use Gmail or Google Drive, you don't need to install anything to check your email. Same for your finances now. Let's talk about traditional accounting, the old way that used to happen in the desktop. You have to install Tally or Excel in one of the PC, then backup files manually to a USB drive or hard disk, hire someone to email reports to your CA, miss a few updates, and suddenly the software stops working. Only one person could use it at a time. Doesn't it sound like a hassle? To me, it does. The setup did make sense 20 years ago where technology was not that advanced, but not today where we need speed, accessibility, and compliance at our fingertips. Now let's discuss some of the benefits of cloud accounting with Zoho Books. Accessibility, work from anywhere using a browser or mobile app. With cloud accounting, you don't need to be in your office to know your cash flow. Even if you're on a vacation or you're going somewhere, or you're working remotely, you can check your invoices, approve expenses, or pay bills in just a few clicks. I would love to give you a good example of this. You are a client who's visit another city. Your team back in the office creates a code, you get a notification on your phone, you review and approve it right there. No delay. Real time collaboration with your team. Imagine this. Now, imagine this scenario. You are the business owner, your accountant is in another city, and your admin assistant is in the office. All of you can work in Zoho Books at the same time. One can create invoices, one can enter expenses, and one can reconcile the bank all in real time. There's no need to exchange emails or worry about version control. Next one is no manual backups needed. One of the biggest worries with offline software is what if my computer crashes? Well, with cloud tools, that fear goes away. Zoho Books automatically backs up your data on secure, redundant cloud servers, which means your data is safe even if your laptop crashes, your office catches fire, you lose your phone. And since Zoho follows global security standards like GDPR, compliance, encryption, 2FA, you can rest assured your data is safer on Zoho's cloud than on your personal laptop. Automatic updates, zero downtime. Remember how in older desktop tools you had to buy the new version first, download and install it, and then worry about the bugs. With Zoho Books and other cloud tools, updates happen silently in the background, like how your phone updates overnight. That means you're always on the latest version. You get new features automatically. Your business stay compliant with new tax rules like GST or MCA audit trails. No IT guys needed, no technician visit. Works on all devices, mobile tablets, and desktop. Another key benefit, you're not tied to a Windows computer. Zoho Books works beautifully on browsers, Chrome, Safari, Edge, etc. Mobile apps, iOS and Android, tablets like iPad. You can literally approve an invoice while waiting for your coffee. And this all happened without you needing to do any manual data transfers. That's the magic of being in the cloud. Everything talks to each other seamlessly. These were some of the features that I discussed of cloud accounting. I would love to give you a real world example as well. So there's this person who's a startup founder in Delhi and was using Tally on one machine. They'd send Excel reports to their CA. By the time it reached the CA, data was already outdated. Then they switched to Zoho Books. Now their CA can log in remotely. The founder checks cash flow from the mobile app. Their sales team sends invoices from the field, and GST filing happens on time without any back and forth. Their efficiency went up, errors went down, and they sleep better at night. Cloud accounting isn't just about tech, it's about mindset. It's about choosing agility, safety, and freedom over outdated habits. Zoho Books empowers business to be moderate, fast, and future ready. Now, before I wrap up this section, benefits of cloud accounting, I think if anything you might have taken out of the section is that how accessible Zoho Books is. In the old version, in the old ways where the accounting was desktop based, first of all, someone has to do something, then that data would go to someone else, then that other person has to process it, then that other person would send it somewhere else. And all of these things are do take way much time. But now with cloud-based accounting software, you can do multiple things together in one system. Now, I'm going to pose a quick question here. How many of you are still using Excel or desktop accounting tools. Well, I don't think you are alone, but trust me, once you move to the cloud, you'll never go back. All right, everyone, now that we have discussed what Zoho Books is and how it stands apart from other tools, let's take our first real step inside the application. We are going to take a guided tour of Zoho Books dashboard, the control center of your accounting world. Think of this dashboard as your business heartbeat monitor. It gives you a quick glance at how your business is doing right now, just like how your phone's home screen tells you the battery level, signal, and time. Zoho Books dashboard shows you your cash flow, receivables, payables, bank balances, and more. The goal of the dashboard is not to do any heavy accounting here. It's about awareness. A well-informed user can spot cash flow issue early on, notice when a customer hasn't paid in weeks right from here. Let's start with the left side pane. This is your main navigation area. You'll use this to jump between different modules like invoices, here, expenses, banking, and reports. Let me walk you through the most common modules quickly. Don't worry, we'll go into depth in later sessions. Dashboard is your business financial summary. Sales. This module up here, sales, is does include estimate, invoices, customer payments, etc. As you can see up here, customers, quotes, sales orders, pick lists, packages, shipment, invoices, etc., which we are going to discuss in later sessions. Purchases, where we manage our bills, expenses, and vendors. Banking, where we link our bank accounts and manage fees. Reports, financial reports like profit and loss, cash flow statement, balance sheet. Settings, this is our toolbox for customization, taxes, templates, etc. Okay, now I'm going to move to the main dashboard area. And this is where the real magic happens. You can see multiple rectangular widgets, each showing key financial metrics. Let me break down one by one. Cash flow. This widget shows a visual chart of how much cash comes into your business and how much went out over a period of time. It's like a financial thermometer. As you can see up here, you can click on each part to drill deeper. For example, click on the red expenses. Oh, sorry. So yeah, here you can see that I can know more in detail by clicking here. For example, if I click here on July 25, I would be able to know more in detail about for cash flow during this month. Now, let's talk about total receivables and total payables. The receivables show how much money customers owe you. Payable shows how much money you owe other. This is a vital daily check. Are you owed more money than you owe? That's good. Is it the other way around? That's something to investigate. बेसिकली टोटल रिसीवेबल्स का मतलब ये होता है कि जो हमारे कस्टमर्स हैं करंटली वो कितने पैसे हमें देने वाले हैं और टोटल पेबल्स हमें अभी कितनों को और कितना अमाउंट देना है So we always want to be sure कि क्या है जो total receivables वाला amount है, that should always be greater than this amount. Now let's talk about bank and credit cards. This section here. Here you'll see the balances of your connected accounts. If your bank accounts are synced, this shows real-time balances. If not, it'll show the last uploaded balance. And then top expenses here. This pie chart, as you can see, shows where most of your money went. Rent, salaries, software. This visual helps you identify major cost centers. For example, here you can see that most of my expenses goes into office supplies, followed by rent expenses. And that's all. If you ever feel like something's off, maybe rent double, come here first to verify. Project overview. I think at the moment we haven't enabled project overview, but you can use project overview to show your active projects. Here, yeah, we haven't updated it yet, but here in this widget, you can see what are your active projects, how much time or money has been logged, and their billing status. Sales and purchase trend. This gives you a visual line chart comparing how much you sold versus how much you spent month over month. It helps you spot seasonal trends or sudden drops. Now, if you think you cannot customize it, my friend, you would be wrong. You can totally customize your dashboard as well. That is one of the best features here in Zoho Books. You need to click on the gear icon here and choose which widgets you want to show or hide. From here, you can actually decide which widgets you want to hide or display. That's all for this section. So I think that is with this section. Before I proceed with the next section, I would love to quickly summarize what I have discussed in this section so far. That is navigating the Zoho Books dashboard. That is, the dashboard is our first line of visibility into the health of our business. Secondly, uh, we should learn to read it daily. That means you should check your Zoho Books dashboard daily and get an idea that how your business is progressing. You can customize it to show what really matters to most of you. And you don't need to go here on the reports uh, to see what you need. Many of the insights would be available here. So I think with that, dashboard should be clear to everyone. If not, you can ask me here. I would be more than willing to clear your doubts here right now only. All right, everyone. Now that we have understood what Zoho Books is and what we've seen how the dashboard is laid out, let's take the next important step, setting up a Zoho Books account. Here in the section, we are going to walk through the account creation process, both for a demo account and a real life production account. It's also share tips to avoid common mistakes during sign up and explain the difference between trial accounts and fully activated business account. Let's begin with this very basic question. Where do you go to sign up for Zoho Books? You simply open your browser and go to books.zoho.com. Now, before I proceed further, I think it would be my suggestion to every one of you that you can use your Chrome and follow these steps accordingly. Because as I can show you here, Wait a minute. Yeah, as I can show you up here, since we have already created a Zoho Books account, I think that would be a bit difficult for us to follow through, but we would be more than willing to guide you through this step. So let's begin. First of all, open your browser and go to books.zoho.com. That is BOOKS dot zoho.com. All of it is in small letters. You will be greeted with the option to either log in if you already have an account or click on sign up now to create a new one. Yeah, this one I have already made. I have already tried to make this account here. You guys can try similarly as well. When you click on sign up, you'll see a short form asking you for your full name, a valid email address, a password of your choice, and the country you're operating from. You might be thinking that why the country is super important. Now, I would tell you the reason because Zoho Books localizes text modules depending on your country. For example, if you choose India, it will automatically enable GST and TDS support. If you pick the United States, it will enable sales tax configuration. EU countries get VAT support. मतलब जो मैं कहना चाहता हूँ वो ये है कि जब यहाँ पे हम कंट्रीज का चयन करते हैं तो ये इसलिए जरूरी बन जाता है कि एक बार हम किसी देश का चयन कर लेते हैं तो जो जोहो बुक्स है वो क्या है सिस्टम अपने आप सेटअप कर लेता है। उदाहरण के तौर पर अगर हमने इंडिया यानी कि भारत को चुना है तो वो क्या है खुद ही जीएसटी और टीडीएस सपोर्ट को इनेबल कर देगा। अगर मैं यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूं तो वो क्या है सेल्स टैक्स को कॉन्फ़िगर कर देगा। और अगर मैं यूरोपियन यूनियन ईयू चुन रहा हूं तो वो क्या है वेट सपोर्ट को खुद ही इनेबल कर देगा। सो ओवरऑल आई वांट टू से दैट प्लीज चूज योर कंट्री केयरफुली। वंस दैट्स डन, click on sign up for free. Okay, so now we would be proceeding with the step two, email verification. Once you sign up, Zoho is going to send a verification email to your inbox. This is a simple link that you need to click to verify your email address. Please ensure this step is not skipped. Without verification, your Zoho Books account will not be activated. This helps prevent spam accounts and also secure your identity. I think you can also see at the moment I haven't verified my Zoho accounts, which I would verify later on. I think you might be proceeding with the following step as I'm telling you. Next one, that's the step three, choosing your mode. That is demo versus live account. Now here, it's the part where I feel most of the users do get confused. Should I go for a demo or test account or should I directly jump into the live real business mode? I'll give you difference between both of them so that you can make a better judgment. Demo account is ideal for first-time users or learners like us. You can try all features without worrying about messing up real data. You can create fake transactions, dummy invoices, test taxes. You can create or delete data anytime. Whereas in live account, real-time accounting for your actual business, it's linked to your real business name, GSTIN, PAN, bank details, etc., and no test data. Everything is recorded for compliance and reporting. In today's session, I think and I also feel that you should proceed with the demo mode so that you can practice out there in demo account and then you can proceed further. Now, once you would be able to create your account and verify it, you will be redirected to the initial setup wizard. Zoho Books will now ask you for a few mandatory details like your organization name. This could be your business name or your full name, the industry you operate in, for example, retail, IT service, consulting, etc. And why is it important? Because whatever industry you are going to choose, chart of accounts is going to automatically set itself according to that. Next is business location. Click and state this, click city and state. So when you select business location, you need to be sure that your state is also correct because taxes can vary accordingly. And then your phone number, which is optional. So I think with that, I have told you how you can set up your Zoho Books account. And I would like to apologize again because I have already done some of the settings or I have done the initial setup. That's why I wasn't able to set up Zoho Books account with you. Now I would like to give you some troubleshooting tips. If you haven't received the email yet, please check your spam or promotions tab. If the sign up is blocked, make sure your browser allows cookies and JavaScript. If you have selected the wrong country, you need to recreate the account. Please do remember this thing again. If you have selected the wrong country, you need to recreate the account. The tax region cannot be changed later. Using Gmail or Outlook login, don't forget to grant Zoho permission to read your name and email. I think with that, everyone should be clear that how we can set up our own Zoho Books account. Before I proceed with the next section, let's recap. Signing up for Zoho Books is free and it takes less than 2 minutes. Always verify your email to activate your account. Though I haven't verified it yet, but you guys please do verify your email. Choose demo mode if you're learning. And if you're managing an actual business data, you can proceed with the live mode. The organization setup wizard tailors your account for tax and compliance. You can sign in using Google or Microsoft for convenience. In the next section, we are going to move into organization setup, where we'll configure company information, set the fiscal year, and personalize Zoho Books for your business identity.
So everyone in the Zoom chat, you can find a link of the Zoho sign up link, or in the YouTube also, it was there. Please sign up before the training was in here, as we need traffic. And the best thing is the link that you provided in the Zoom chat in the YouTube itself, that will be completely free. So if you can sign it on and add your name, add your details, and you can use all Zoho apps that you want to use. Thanks. It's over to Parth now.
Yes, sure, sir. All right, everyone. Now that we have signed up and logged into Zoho Books, it's time to do something really important, and that's setting up our organization profile. Think of this step as telling Zoho Books who you are, your company's identity, fiscal habits, communication style, and even your logo. Everything that defines how you want your books to behave. If you skip this part or rush through it, your reports, taxes, email templates, and branding could all be inconsistent later. So let's take this step by step. Step 1, entering company details. Once you're logged in, head over to the top right corner here and click on the gear icon and choose organization profile under setting. I'll click on this gear icon. And as you can see here, organization and profile. Here, you will enter your company's basic details, organization name. This is how your name will appear on invoices, quotes, reports, and even emails. This is a test organization name. Company's website. If you have one, add it. This also gets pulled into email templates. Here, business address. Include your full address with country, state, and zip code. Here, in organization address, you can enter your the address of your business or your organization. Company logo. Once you can upload your logo right here. It should be a clean PNG here. You can see here, upload your organization logo. That logo has to be a clean PNG or a JPEG file. Once uploaded, uh, it would show up in invoices and PDF reports that you are going to create. The next step or step two is going to be your fiscal year configuration. This is one of the most overlooked steps, but also one of the most important for accurate financial reporting. In Zoho Books, your fiscal year determines how reports like profit and loss, balance sheets, and tax summaries are broken up. To configure this, go to Settings and Preferences. Okay, I'm going to close the settings and here, Settings and Preferences. Yeah, here, Preferences, General. Yeah, here in Preferences, as you can see, you can select all the modules that you would like to enable. For example, retainer invoices or recurring journals, Zoho inventory add-on, and the first day of your week, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, you can choose accordingly. I think since I haven't verified my account yet, that's why I'm not able to see this fiscal year start. But for those of you that I think have verified, might be able to see this one up here. I think with that, I would love to proceed because, then it would drag so much of our time because we have to cover so much still. So now, once you would be able to select it, Zoho Books will automatically segment all reports, P&L, balance sheets, GSTR accordingly. Now, the step three is setting time zone and language. Right under fiscal year setting, you'll see options for time zone. Set your local time zone to ensure transactions, reminders, and automation triggers happen at the correct time. Language preferences. If your business operates in a regional language, Zoho Books can localize invoices, portals, and some UI text accordingly. Choose from English, Hindi, French, Spanish, and more. Now, step four is currency setup. This is super critical for businesses that deal in multiple currencies or cater to international clients. Go to settings and currencies. Yeah. Yeah, here, go to settings and currencies. By default, Zoho Book sets your base currency based on your selected country at sign up, for example, INR for India. As you can see up here, the base currency here is INR, Indian rupee. Why? Because when I was making my Zoho accounts, I did set up my location to India. That's why the currency here is Indian rupee. But what if you invoice a client in the US and you're based in India? No problem here. Zoho Books allows multi-currency transactions. You can enable multi-currency, add new currencies like USD, GBP, AUD, and set exchange rate manually or automatically via daily updates. As you can see here, I can import exchange rates or I can manually update my exchange rate as well. Next one, the step number 5 is email preferences and templates.
There's a lot of setup that can be done, and it totally depends on how you want the Zoho books based on the organization that you're creating. And there are multiple um, setting options. Um, so we can move forward now. But
Yeah. Now, I think why I took so much time up here in organizational setup is that, it's one of the most important steps, though it might look boring, but trust me, you want to be sure, you want to make sure that everything is perfect before you start anything in your business. Now, okay, with that, I would move towards the next section, and that is very important. As I mentioned in the very beginning as well, that is chart of accounts. So please do listen it very carefully. All right, everyone. Now let's move into a fundamental piece of accounting that often sounds a little intimidating, but is actually quite manageable once you understand it, the chart of accounts, or also known as COA. So what exactly is a chart of accounts? Chart of accounts is essentially the backbone of your bookkeeping system. It's a structured list of all the different categories and accounts your business uses to record financial transactions. Now think of it like this. Every time money moves in or out of your business, whether you're earning revenue, paying a bill, buying inventory, or reimbursing someone, that transaction must be categorized. That transaction is done using the chart of account. Let me give you a relatable example. Imagine your business is a house and the chart of accounts is like the drawers and cabinets inside. Every piece of financial activity like income, rent, office supplies, utilities has a specific drawer. You need to know which drawer to open when recording a transaction. That's what COA helps with. Now, types of account in COA. Your chart of account is divided into 5 major accounting types. Just like in traditional accounting, let's briefly go through them. I think some of you might be familiar with them, but I'm going to explain for those of you who might not be familiar with these accounting terms. Assets. These are resources your business owns. Think of bank accounts, inventory, or computers. Liabilities. These are what your business owes, such as loans, credit card, or unpaid bills. Income. This refers to money earned from your main business activities like sales or services. Expenses. The cost incurred to run your business, things like rent, salaries, internet, travel, etc. Equity. This is your ownership value in the business. It includes things like retained earning or owner's contribution. When you're using Zoho Books, every transaction will hit one of these categories. Zoho helps you by preloading a default chart of accounts. We'll talk about that next. You can see that once I did my setup, and for those of you who are also successfully able to set up their Zoho Books account, a default chart of accounts would already be available here. So if you are in India, for example, Zoho will include accounts like GST, like input CGST, output CGST. And if you're in US, you'll get accounts like sales tax, payable, or payroll liabilities. But here's another very cool part about chart of accounts. That is, it is totally customizable. You're not limited to the default options. You can add your own accounts, rename accounts to match your terminology, delete the ones you want to use, change account codes, and even organize them under subcategories if your accounting needs are complex. So I'm going to give you example of these one by one. If I want to add my own account here, I'll just go here, new. And then I can select my account from here. For example, expense. That could be your software subscription. Software subscription, account code. I'm manually putting any account code at the moment, but you can have your own nomenclature for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can include description here for this account. For example, software subscription. Subscription. And then we can finally save it. And account name here. This one, software subscription, we have just created it right now only. And you can rename accounts to your matching terminology. For example, so this one is logged up here. Let's see this one, subcontractor. More actions. Wait a minute, add it here. I can edit this one here. I can just name it contractor here. That's all. And then I can save it. In case I don't need account here, I can delete that one as well. Let's take the software subscription only. For example, I feel like I don't need it at the moment. I just need to click here and then I can delete it as well. Okay. And I can change my account codes as well. For example, here in advertising and marketing, though it does not have a code at the moment, but from here, I can edit it and change this one. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1, and save. And this is one of the most important features here, which you would find very intriguing. This one, let's say, let's name my account name as Zoho Subscription. Zoho Subscription. Subscription. Yeah. Account name here, Zoho Subscription. Zoho Subscription. 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 And this is an expense here, by the way.
Yeah.
And account, yeah. And I can make this a sub account. For example, the parent account would be all the software subscription. Software subscription. Subscription here, parent account. Okay, so I need to create the parent account first of all. Software subscription. Software subscript, and then I can save it. Okay, now I'm going to create a new one here. Account name, this time it's going to be Zoho subscription. Zoho sub, and it's going to be expense. Make this a sub account. Parent account, I'm going to search this one. Software. See, software subscript. And then I can save it. Now let me just quickly scroll and see. I'm going to demonstrate this one. See here, software subscription is a parent account and Zoho subscription is a child account within that. And you can do this for other accounts as well up here. I think with this, I'm able to explain you what chart of accounts is. Fundamentally, it's heartbeat of any business, because at the end of the day, you want to know that where is your money going? Is it going towards subscription or is it going towards rent? And to know that, you need to create these categories. As you can see here, these are some of the categories that are default here. Account payable, account receivable, and all of it. And you can create manually yourself as well, depending on the need of your business. So with that, I would love to wrap up this section, chart of accounts. Your chart of accounts defines your business entire financial structure. Zoho Books gives you a head start with a preloaded COA, but you can tailor it entirely. Categorization is key for proper tracking, tax filing, and reporting. Make sure you review your COA every few months to ensure it aligns with your growing needs. In the next part, we're going to look at users and roles, where we define who can access inside your Zoho Books account. Okay, so with that, I'm going to proceed with the last section of today's session, that is users and roles. And once it would be done, we are free to take any question that any one of you might have. So, shall we begin with users and roles? Now let's talk about something that becomes increasingly important as your organization grows, and it is managing users and roles inside Zoho Books. Now let's begin by thinking about your business not just as a solo venture, but as a team. You have a bookkeeper, a salesperson, maybe an external accountant, and even an admin manager. Not everyone needs to see everything, and not everyone should have the same level of control. And this is where users and roles come into play in Zoho Books. In Zoho Books, a user is anyone who you invite into your organization's account. This could be a team member like your accountant or finance executive, an external consultant like a chartered accountant, even you with another role. See here in this section, you can see we have the function of setting our users and roles as well. Each user can have a specific access limited to what they need to see and need to do. So instead of giving everyone full access, which is very risky, you define what exactly user can and cannot do. And that's the best practice in financial software. Now let's talk about roles. Roles are basically permission profiles that define what each user is allowed to do. Think of them as templates. For example, the accountant role may have access to everything related to invoices, bills, and reports, but not settings. The salesperson role may only be allowed to create invoices and view customers, but not access expenses or bank details. The admin role, like you, have access to everything, including settings, users, taxes, and automation. I'm going to give you a demonstration up here. From here, users, you can invite any user that you want. No, users here. And here in the roles, you're going to find it very interesting. You can create new roles as well. For example, let's take financial analyst. Financial analyst is a role that I have created. Now, I'm financial analyst is a user that I'm creating, and I'm going to assign its role up here. For example, I'm not going to give it access to customers and vendors here. No. Same here, I'm not going to give it access to vendors. At the same time, items as well. But I decided I'm going to give it access to inventory adjustments and price listings. At the same time, I'm going to give it access to banking, my sales, and my purchases, and my chart of accounts. Full access here for journals as well and for budgets as well. Now I can save it. So what you see here is that financial analyst is a user, and all of the things that I have provided access to it are the roles within its domain. For example, let's take admin. Admin is a user, and its role includes everything in the organization, since an admin has access to everything there in the organization. I think with this, I'm able to clear you what is a user, what is a role, and how can you yourself add users and role into the Zoho books. Uh, with that, I'm going to wrap up my users and roles. Who are users? Users are people that we invite into Zoho books. Roles is permission set to control access. For example, financial analyst does not have access to everything. But for those of which financial analysts have access, that becomes its role up there. Zoho provides default rules, but we can create custom ones as well. As you can see, I have done it myself itself. Admin was there already, but financial analyst was a role that I created here myself only. Always assign access based on the principle of least privilege. You can track and revoke access anytime. All right, everyone, we've covered quite a lot in the last hour. Let's take a moment to slow down, breathe, and do a quick wrap up of everything we've learned today in our Zoho Books introduction and setup session. Let's quickly walk through what we did today, and I'll also give you a few prompts to reflect on how this might relate to your business. What is Zoho Books? We begin with understanding what Zoho Books is, a powerful cloud-based accounting tool that's part of the larger Zoho ecosystem. We talked about how it's not just an invoicing tool, but a complete financial management solution designed for small to mid-sized businesses. And we looked at the Zoho ecosystem, how Zoho Books fits in seamlessly with tools like Zoho CRM, Zoho Inventory, and Zoho Expenses. Second, comparing with other tools. Then we did a comparison with traditional and modern software like Tally, QuickBooks, and Xero. We explored why Zoho Books is a strong alternative. It's intuitive and cloud-based. It offers real-time access and mobile apps. And most importantly, it's compliant with GST, VAT, and sales tax regulations. I hope that gave you a sense of where Zoho Books stands in today's competitive market. Third, navigating the dashboard. Next, we explored the dashboard, your financial command center. From the cash flow graph to receivables, payables, and project summaries, we learn how this home screen gives you a real-time financial snapshot of your business all in one place. Creating a Zoho Books account. We also went step by step through creating a Zoho Books account, differentiating between demo and live environment, setting up basic security, and understanding verification best practices. Fifth, setting up the organization. Then we rolled up our sleeves and started configuring the system for real world use. We entered company details, set our time zone, currency, fiscal year. Next, we fine tune notification and email preference. This might seem like small setup stuff, but trust me, these settings save hours of correction later on if done right upfront. Then we discussed chart of accounts. We took a deep dive into the chart of accounts, the heart of your accounting system. You now understand how each transaction flows into the COA, the five categories: assets, liabilities, income, expenses, equity. How to add, edit, and customize accounts, and how COA impacts financial reports down the line. We also saw how Zoho Books makes this structure both simple and powerful, especially while tailoring it to your own business. Next, but not the least, we discussed users and roles. We talked about users and roles, arguably one of the most crucial parts of running a secure and scalable accounting environment. You now know how to invite users with control permissions, define roles based on job function, and create access restrictions that keep sensitive data protected. Before I open floor for your questions, I'd like to ask you to mentally answer some few questions and reflect on these questions yourself. My first question to everyone out here is, can I think of at least two areas in my current accounting process that Zoho Books could simplify or automate? I'm giving you 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Think it in your brain. Second, do I now understand how to organize my finance using chart of accounts instead of relying on spreadsheet? Third, am I confident about inviting a team member and controlling what they see or do inside Zoho Books? And last but not the least, most importantly, am I more in control of my business numbers than I was 1 hour ago? All right. Uh, With that, I think I have wrapped up and summarized whatever we have learned today. Now it's time for your questions. Anything you were wondering about during the session, anything you'd like me to re explain, or even something you're curious about Zoho books in general. Uh, you can either unmute and ask or type questions in the chat, whichever is more comfortable for you. Okay, I'm going to pose a question up here. Did anyone find the chart of account section a bit tricky to follow? If yes, then I can re-explain, and if not, then that's very good. I don't think there are questions here. I hope everything is clear now.